Hi guys, this is Benny, your Boston Realtor here with another YouTube video, and in this one we're going to talk about 5 Boston neighborhoods that you should be looking into if you're thinking about moving to Boston. Now, I just want to start this video by saying that although I am a real estate agent, all the views and opinion expressed today in this video are really just my personal experiences as a Boston native living and investing in these neighborhoods. So by no way, shape, or form are these neighborhoods in particular order. These are just neighborhoods that I feel I can talk about because of my experiences, like I said, living and investing in them. There's tons of other great neighborhoods in the city of Boston, so don't sue me, bro. The first neighborhood that we will talk about is Jamaica Plain, or as the locals call it, JP. Now, JP is near and dear to my heart. I was born there roughly about 15 years ago, and although it has gone through its gentrification, I believe it has maintained its title as the most diverse neighborhood in the city of Boston. Very welcoming and extremely welcoming to anyone across the globe, including those of the LGBTQIA community. Because of its rich diversity, there's tons of shops, and if you're a foodie like me, you're gonna love all the restaurants and bars around there with great Indian, Caribbean, and Mexican food.
Oh, yum.
Yum, I'm jealous.
There's other things that you can do here. JP is home to the famous Sam Adams Brewery. I don't know if they're doing it now, but you can usually pay to take a tour, taste some of their beer, and learn about their history. JP is also home to Jamaica Pond and the Arnold Arboretum. Jamaica Pond is the largest fresh body of water in the city of Boston. It has a walking path that stretches about 1.5 miles. The Arnold Arboretum is a large conservation area that you can go and spend the day with your family. We will dive a little deeper into that as we talk about a different neighborhood. Another important fact about JP is the close proximity to downtown, as well as the world-renowned hospitals like Dana-Farber Cancer Institute, Boston Children's Hospital, as well as Brigham and Women's Hospital. The second neighborhood that we will talk about today is Hyde Park. And Hyde Park is known as a town within the city, and it's probably because of its distance from downtown. It is the southernmost neighborhood in the city of Boston. It has that suburban feel to it, probably because of the distance, but you shouldn't get fooled. It is very accessible to downtown. There's 3 commuter line train stations located in Hyde Park: Ridgeville, Fairmont, and Cleary Square train stations, as well as bus routes all across Hyde Park. It has a great mix of public, charter, and private school. It is also walking distance to Boston Baptist College and Curry College, which is actually located in Milton, Massachusetts, but within walking distance of the pocket neighborhood of Fairmont. Hyde Park is also home to the George Wright Golf Course, as well as small neighborhood parks and basketball courts all across Hyde Park. Now, there's also a rich history in Hyde Park. If you were looking for employment 150 years ago, then Ridgeville and Hyde Park was the place to be. It was the manufacturing base for New York, Connecticut, and Massachusetts, although a lot of those buildings are now being reused and have been repurposed as private charter schools, condos, and storage facilities. Now, if you watch the movie Glory, then you know that the 54th Massachusetts Infantry Regiment was the first all-black Army unit, and they were from Hyde Park.
Hey, come on now, buck up, boys. Hey, buck up now, come on. See, someday they're gonna let the 54th get into it, see? And all your troubles will be over.
Next up is Charlestown, and Charlestown is the oldest neighborhood in Boston. It has also gone through its gentrification like all these neighborhoods that we're talking about today. A ton of upper middle class folks have moved in, which has skyrocketed the median wholesale price. It's going to take you a little bit of moolah to get you into one of these homes. About $825,000 to be exact is the average home sale price. If you are lucky enough to afford a home in Charlestown, what you get is beautiful row brick houses, waterfront properties overlooking the Boston skyline. You'll get that city feel, city living without the hustle and bustle of downtown Boston. Sullivan Square, which is the train station there, is about 4 stops away from the financial districts and about 5 stops away from the downtown crossing, downtown Boston.
God damn it, Gump! You're a goddamn genius. That's the most outstanding answer I've ever heard.
If you're walking down the street, it'll be hard not to notice the strong Irish-American influence in Charlestown, as there still is a great Irish-American population there. And you'll notice that as you're walking down the streets, the beautiful restaurants and pubs. If you're ever in the area, you should definitely check the Bunker Hill Monument, which has a special history, great museums, as well as walkable parks around the area. A little bit of history: Bunker Hill Community College, which is located in Charlestown, used to be Charlestown State Prison. It was converted to the community college, I believe, in the 1950s. Contrary to popular belief, and all you movie watchers who watch the movie The Town, Charlestown is not the United States capital of bank robberies. That's just a myth. Don't believe the hype. And the fourth neighborhood that we will talk about today is Roslindale. And Roslindale, or as locals call it, Rosie, has a special place in my heart. I spent a few of my childhood years there. Great place to live, great place to raise a family. It does have a great neighborhood community feel that you don't find in some of the other neighborhoods that have gone through gentrification. Roslindale feels like it has maintained its essence as a neighborhood, if that makes any sense. Now, Roslindale is about 9 miles away from downtown Boston. Roslindale Square, which is the heart and soul of Roslindale, is located right on Washington Street. It's a big rotary right on the main street, Washington Street, which really goes through most of these neighborhoods that we're talking about today. And Roslindale Square really was the shopping center before the malls and plaza booms of the 1970s. That has gone through its revitalization. It is now called Roslindale Village, and it is home to just small shops and great restaurants, and also their farmers market. Now, Roslindale is still one of the more affordable neighborhoods that we will talk about today. The average home sale price is $555,000, and that'll get you into this nice neighborhood that has a good mix of private, charter, and public schools. It does also have the Arnold Arboretum, which I did promise to talk a little bit more about. The Arboretum is a 280-acre piece of land which is managed by Harvard. It is the beautiful scenery, beautifully landscaped, and it's just a place where you can go for a stroll, spend the day with your family, take your pet out, really go out, meditate. Awesome place to take pictures. I love Roslindale, and I would recommend it to anyone. Now, the last neighborhood that we will talk about today is West Roxbury, or as locals call it, Westy. And Westy is mostly a 7,000 square foot mile neighborhood composed mostly of single families with a few multifamilies and condos sprinkled in. The average home sale price here is about $615,000. There's that Center Street, which is the main street, and that's where all the shops and restaurants are located. West Roxbury is really the slowest paced neighborhood in the city of Boston. When you're there, you just feel like you're in a suburb.
Determined Turkey causing traffic jams at an extremely busy intersection in a West Roxbury neighborhood.
I love Westy. That's where I rented my first apartment. That's where my kids were born. But as they grew up older and we were ready to buy a home, we decided to move next door to Hyde Park, which offered the same amenities, and homes really were costing a little bit less, and that's why we decided to go to Hyde Park. But if there's any way that you can get into West Roxbury, that you can afford to buy a home there, it is probably one of the best places to live in the city of Boston. You have direct access to I-95, which connects to southern Massachusetts as well as Rhode Island. The other way, you'll have northern and central Massachusetts. And really, you're still just a train ride away to downtown Boston. West Roxbury is a great place to live. I would recommend it to anyone. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe and turn on your notification. If it's not too much to ask, please hit the like button. I'll be dropping more videos for you guys, and until next time.